that people don't talk about is that white husbands also get tired of their black wives. Because I've seen this happen in front of my own two eyes on social media and other things that goes on in this world. That every time an argument happens that has to do with systematic racism or anything that's going on in the world, they like to hold the accountability over their white husband by saying, you will never understand what a black woman has to go through day by day. You will never understand why they do things the way that they have to do it. You will never understand racism because of one thing: you are not black. And that white man just sits there in silence and says nothing. And I don't see white men speaking up about this because they can't. If they spoke up about it, they'll be divorced.
Now, interracial relationships, shit is bullshit, because how can a woman love a man whose father won't love her father or her or the children they bear? How can a woman love a man whose father's... So you already bringing me into... You got to damn near denounce your family if you a white man dealing with a black woman. The difference between... You can't love what you don't understand.
You're never going to understand fully because you don't.
You have to be separated from the white supremacist consciousness, embedded in your DNA. God is the only person who can co-sign an interracial relationship, right? Yeah, but 10 out of 10 times, people not going that route. I can't marry you because your family is not going to connect with my family. So unless you're creating a new family and you're starting from scratch and you're denouncing your family, then you're going against God by going into a relationship where the families are not unified and aligned like you and that woman is unified and aligned. Our black love and relationships is interrupted by white supremacy because they don't want us coming together to build powerful family structures. And if we don't have a family structure, we can't build a nation. So it's imperative for our women to understand that they're a pawn on the white man's chessboard. The greatest soldier in the white man's army is the black woman. It's imperative for our brothers to understand that we are targeted because we possess the power to change, to shift the power structure.
Right.
So we have to start creating purpose for our relationships, okay? And not be discouraged or hyper-focused on how black men and black women are shown together in media, because that's just the white man's play to keep us confused and not loving each other.
Right.
Okay? And we need to stay away from interracial dating because you can't build a nation with nobody else who look like you.
I amen to that.
You can't build a nation running in a man's butt, and you can't build a nation as a girl with her face in another girl's coochie. Right. We have to procreate. We have to procreate with each other.
In a relationship because there are men out there who will love us, but we can't. Now, again, I'm not saying that you can't have this in a black relationship, because you can, absolutely. But what I am saying is a lot of black women have woken up to the fact that dating outside of your race can just open up some possibilities. So yeah, if you're a black woman who's maybe been on the fence of dating outside your race, please let this be your sign. It's amazing on this side. I have a video pinned to my profile showing all of the beautiful interracial couples, and I'm telling you, we are out here and thriving.
The amount of guys that attacked me yesterday on Snapchat because I have a preference and I like white guys is diabolical. Like, one guy called me a demon. So many people laughed at me. I haven't been bullied in my life, but I was bullied yesterday for saying that I had a preference. Nobody say nothing when y'all go after these mixed girls or the Puerto Rican girls or the bilingual girl. Nobody says anything to y'all when y'all go over there. I'm pretty sure nobody says anything to men. But when a woman, a black woman, says that she wants to be with a white man and finally she feels safe saying that she's okay with it, instead of hiding it, trying to continue to date black men and not be happy. What? Y'all sound stupid. Y'all sound dumb. And you're bullying people, and that's unacceptable. Just because I have a preference doesn't mean anything. Oh, well, I like white guys. Whoop-de-doo. It's not like I'm the type of girl that's never been with a black guy. I just completely hate black men. No, I gave it a try. Both of my exes are black, and I just did not like it. What do you want me to do? Force myself to be with someone I don't like? That makes no sense. That makes no sense. Y'all don't force yourselves to be with people y'all don't like. So I'm not doing that. That's stupid. And for y'all to get on here and bully me because I like white guys is diabolical. When I see so many dark-skinned men with mixed girls and Latina girls, Spanish girls. So I hear so many guys talking about, oh, the Spanish girls are better, they take care of their guys. So when I say white guys are better and they know how to treat women, the ones that I go for, I can't speak for all of them, but the guys that I go for, the guys that I attract do, it's a problem.
It's funny how the same black men who tell me to my face that they refuse to date black women who don't fit their little exotic foreign archetype are the same ones calling me the self-hater whenever they realize that I don't blindly follow black men or I'm not a pick-me. Like, once they realize that I'm not one of those women that just sexualizes herself for their attention or goes out of their way to put other women down so they can get their approval, then suddenly it's, oh, you hate black men, you're a self-hater, you're a you-know-what, all of that. But these are the same men who will say that they don't want to date a basic average black girl who's just being herself because that's not cool enough or it doesn't make them look good. But I hate my own people, right?
I love you, black man, but I don't feel protected by you. Certain black men that's in my life, or certain black men that I have been surrounded by, especially from an experience like where like I was assaulted and no one did anything. Y'all just witnessed a black woman get assaulted in front of y'all and y'all did nothing but just look. And from that point, I was just like, black men are worried about who are on their side, but black women are also worried about the same thing. And of course, there are like black men and black women that's out here that protect each other, but not all of us do.
Can we speak on the assault part real quick?
Yeah.
Not yours personally, but like saying that you like it was black men around and they did nothing. I don't know what happened in like your specific situation, but I got 4 sons, right? Mm-hmm. I absolutely tell them, if you see something happening between a man and a woman on the street, mind your business, because that man might kill you, or you might end up in jail, or whatever may transpire, and that woman will be back with that man, because you don't know what happened. Again, I don't know what happened in your situation. I won't just tell my kids to, hey, go run and jump to the defense of some random person, and you don't know what happened. It's so much domestic stuff that go on, and then people be right back together, living together. You know, when you have been inserted yourself into something, and then what do you do? Because if I run to your protection this time and you go back, and then it happened again, do I keep running to your protection?
Mm-hmm. So let's play devil's advocate. But it was actually like a situation where it was a random person. It wasn't like, you know, a boyfriend or anything like that. You feel me? It was a random person just harassing me. You know what I'm saying? Especially when I done already told you no. I done already said this. I done already said that. Walked away and you're still like, you know, pretty much following me. Now you're grabbing me, and at this point, and it's not like people is like not witnessing. It's not many of us in the room, you know what I mean, or in this place or whatever. I can definitely say sometimes intervening can help. Sometimes it doesn't, because now that's putting the pressure on the next person to intervene. Of course, also what you said when you was just like, you don't know if this is like a domestic relationship, you know what I'm saying, this person gonna go back and this is something that they always do, or this is genuinely someone that don't know this person, or a random act that's happening. You know what I mean? But regardless, you will want your kid to be safe. So I definitely understand that. But at the same time, like, that brings me back to my whole point in humanity. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, like, you know, can't tell our kids to do that. But at the same time, I feel like it's also important to teach our kids to not only stand up for themselves, but also stand up for other people whose voices are also weakened.
Watch this with me.
I always kind of wondered why it was that when it came to interracial relationships, Black women with white men had much higher success rates than white women with white men, but Black men with white women had a failure rate of like 95%. Then I realized, of course, the answer lies in the cultural and sex-based differences. The Black community, due to their environmental development in Africa, is naturally dependent on their environment. White people largely developed in an environmentally hostile tundra. So white people developed a sense of independence, forethought, and planning. Meanwhile, Black people kind of assumed that their environment was just going to give them what they needed when they needed it. So by virtue of that, a white man is able to provide what a Black woman will need, when she needs it, which will keep her content, and the marriage will be a success. A black man is just going to assume that the white woman is going to give him what he wants and what he needs when he needs it, but he's not going to have the forethought to provide what she needs.
Let me preface this by stating that the very notion and idea of race is extremely farcical and pernicious to the human being. It is a monster that should not have been invented and a monster that we do not need to wrestle with. With that said, let me continue. Her reasoning for why white men to black women relationship work more than any other interracial relationships is actually false. She tried to aver that the environment of both African people and European people gave one an advantage, particularly in the case of Europeans, it gave them the advantage to be more computational and cunning and thoughtful, but actually that's not the case. When you really look at it, both environments support planning, support being thoughtful and so forth. In order to live in the African environment, you have to be thoughtful, you have to be industrious and so forth, because the environment also can be a bit hostile to you. So the problem is not planning and thoughtfulness. The problem is the way that the environment shapes your idea about the world. If you live in Europe, you will have a worldview that survival of the fittest is the right way, that domination is right, that's a dog-eat-dog world. Whilst if you live in Africa, you will have a different mindset. You have a mindset that cooperation is the right way. Hence, humanity was born in Africa and not born anywhere else. That localized worldview of the survival of the fittest cannot be a universal worldview. So this should tell us that we should actually analyze and surgically examine Darwin's theory, because that cannot be a good theory to explain human dynamics and relationships. There's no need to beat around the bush. The relationship between Western civilization and Southern civilization, i.e. African civilization, is one not of cooperation and friendship, but has been one of force and dominance. And this has affected the two groups and how each individual unit interacts with the other. In all human cultures, woman is power and the culture goes through the woman. In order to access or disturb or perturb a culture, you have to attack the woman. But the only way you can attack the woman is by attacking the man first. So they attacked black men and they feminized black men and emasculated black men. If you analyze this through the doctrine or lens of hypergamy, you will see that black women will naturally look at black males as feminine, as not being dominant or as not being alpha, especially when you have a culture and civilization that teaches you that white is right. And remember, that's just an aberration of the human nature. Human beings are not colors or labels. Modern Western culture is already hyper-patriarchal, already brutalizes the woman, and is the white woman that it's attacked first. And we're all socially engineered to accept that corruption of human nature that we see in racism, which socially engineers you to look at the patriarchal white male as right, as dominant, as, you know, someone who's ordered. So when you look at the white male to black female relationship, when that relationship begins its journey, you see that there's an air of privilege attached to it. In the case of, you know, the white male accepting a black woman, you know, she'll feel like she's been assimilated into a higher, better culture and so forth. There will be less pressure on her. She may even want to express herself in her full way. If you look at it, both black men and black women are conditioned to accept Eurocentric beauty norms and standards. So if a white man is going to go for a black woman, he's not going to go for a black woman trying to be a white woman. So sometimes that's why you see that a lot of white men, when they're with black women, the black women can be themselves and they have the afro hair out. There isn't that pressure to be something that they're not, because it appears that they're accepted for who they are. But really and truly, it's because of the power dynamics between the two.
This brother here is saying that black women no longer date black men.
Yeah, that's what we move.
First of all, brother, you black men have been dating outside of the race from the beginning. As soon as it became legal for you all to get you a white woman, you've been trying to get one. Not all of you. Black women have realized that we're not just going to sit around and wait for someone to love us. If you can't be with the one you love, love the one you're with. And so many of you black men have all these hang-ups. A black woman, she's too fat. She doesn't wear her own natural hair. She's this, she's that. It's just too much. And see, you get tired of it. Just like some of you black men say, well, black women give too much lip. They're too sassy. So you going out there and get you a white woman or anything other than a sister just to find out that that white woman has more sass and more weave in her head than the black woman? What black women are waking up. Now, I love black love. I teach about black love, but I also tell sisters, listen, you holding out for these brothers and they are continuing to reject you and turn their back on you and tell you what you are not, you better get someone who's going to love you. And if that skin is white, brown, yellow, whatever it is, I don't care if it's fucking, he's a Martian, if he's green, let somebody love you. See, sisters, we're not sitting around here no longer waiting for somebody to pick us. We want to be chosen. And the problem is too many black men are hung up on stuff that's really not important. And then you get with a white woman and you realize, well, damn, all that long hair, those are tracks. Oh, those nails, those are fake. Her butt, that was fake. Her attitude, nastier than a black woman. Her cooking sucks. And then you want to come back to us. But sisters have woken up. Yeah. So, brother, you're a good-looking man. I guarantee you. You can find a sister. It's just she may not look and have the aesthetics that you want. Let's look at your list of priorities. What are you really looking for in a woman? But I guarantee you, if you go to some cities like D.C., New York, larger cities, there are still productive black women, okay, who are looking for a black king. The question is, are you king material? And are your must-haves realistic?